How's the first day of official practice that we get to see?
It was good. We had a couple mess ups here and there, but you expect that for the first day. But I think overall, as a team, I feel like we came out there with high energy, a great game plan we executed today. So I feel like today was a good day for the first day.
Why will you guys be a better team this year?
I think it's just the commitment and the buy-in to the program that we did this offseason. It's just a difference. We got a point to prove as a whole program, so I feel like that's kind of why, we'll be a better team in year 2 than year 1.
Scoota, what do you see out of Portland State? What do they like to do on offense?
8 and 9, the tight end, really good players. They best player. They like to get on the ball as much as they can. They got some very good, decent running backs. So they run the option a lot with those guys. But they're kind of balanced, throughout. I think they run the ball more than they pass, though.
What about the quarterback?
The quarterback's number 10 is the backup, but he started, I think, 11 games last year. He's more of a runner, but number 6 was the starter that finished off last year. He's more of a passer.
Are there any comparable teams to you that you guys have played that run the option like they do?
I feel like Portland State, Coastal Carolina, my sophomore year, we kind of could compare those two teams together. But Portland State don't run the option that much. They kind of stick with doubles and trips most of the time.
You decided to come back for your senior year. Season's finally here. Feel like you're just going to go try to prove yourself again, or what's the goal?
The goal is the same thing as every year. Just go out there, just do what I do. Just do anything that it takes to make this team better. Just to keep on winning games or try to win more games than we won last year, basically.
Ben Hicks got named. It looked like you kind of threw your support behind him yesterday. What were your thoughts there?
I feel like he earned it. Well, he did earn the spot. Obviously that he got the starting spot, but like I said, I just feel like he took tremendous strides in fall camp than he did in spring ball. And it's probably because I wasn't there in spring ball to see him. But like I said, when we got basically all the guys in for the summer going into fall camp, I just felt like that he'll take a bigger step, and he did that, and he earned the spot.
Coach Chavis said you guys will run more base 4-3 stuff against these guys, but they'll also line up in what looks like a goal line sometimes, and then be 5 wide.
Yeah, we'll be in base probably the first 3 weeks this year. Just to get Hayden and Dion, those guys out there to get them more reps before we get into SEC play. But yeah, Chief is right. You never know what this group's gonna do. They get into 3rd and 2 and pass the ball and then run the ball on, I guess, 2nd and 12. So like Chief said, you never know what they're gonna do.
Hey, have you got to meet Turner Gill yet? And,
Yeah, I did.
What do you think of him?
I appreciate Turner Gill. He helped me, take some strides this year, this offseason as being a leader off the field. He's just one of those guys that's there for us if we ever need anything off the field or ever going through something.
You had several true freshmen on the 2 deep. I know not linebacker, but DBs and some linemen. Just kind of what your take on that true freshman class and kind of camp they had, what they can do.
I feel like Callaway had a pretty decent camp. As a true freshman just coming in. He's a ball hog, always around the ball. He's kind of understanding things. Same thing with Malik Chavis. Malik Chavis got a bigger frame out there, cornerback, so we could do a lot of things with him. But I think those guys will be fine. They just got to keep getting better every day. We just got to keep helping them.
Were you surprised that there's so many of them? I think there's 9 on offense and defense on the 2 deep.
Not this class. This class special. They different. It's more of a complete class than we had here in a while. So we not surprised about most of those guys. Breaking the 2 deep.
Chad was saying, I think Monday, that some of these guys were so hyped up Sunday night. He kind of had to tell them, "Hey, settle down. The game's not for a week." Have you talked to those guys, or how do you think they'll handle it?
No, I ain't talked to them though. But today, they was level-headed. They was cool today at practice. So I probably don't even need to have a talk to them, to be honest.
This year's kind of a money year for Sosa too. What's the biggest change that you've seen in him from last year?
He grew up. He kind of had a couple things just to work on. I feel like he became a better leader this year in the off season. Like I said earlier, he found a home at the 3 tech. So we've been kind of trying to go hard. Just give a little extra more than we ever did at practice. Just so he could translate to the field and those other guys feed off of that.
Coach Chavis is going to be on the field with you guys. How does that help y'all?
Well, Chief came on the field last year, I think, probably the end of the year, so we kind of used to it. But I feel like just having Chief right there, it's going to be better communication than we had last year.
Scoota, a lot of people say it's not about your first defense, but it's the next group of guys that really make a good defense. How are the backups looking right now?
The backups are fine. Majority of those guys at backups, played a lot of reps last year, and they took a lot of strides this year. So, it shouldn't be that much of a downfall with the ones and the twos, really.
What about Grant specifically?
Grant played a lot of ball here. He'll be fine. You know, we trust in Grant, and Grant, you know, he believes in us that we'll trust in him. He'll go in there and do the right things at all times.
When you look back at the snaps that Bumper got last year, I mean, how critical was that for this defense, and what's he going to be able to do this year?
It was big, though, because we know we had the cross-train Bumper. You know, we bought him in last year in camp as a Mike, and we moved him to Will. You know, we didn't really need that depth at Mike. We just needed depth behind Dre, and it just so happened that Dre got hurt early. So it kind of benefited us that Bumper got those reps, you know, early into his freshman season.
How much better can he be this year with all those reps?
He still got to get better with his reps. Don't take nothing for granted. He works hard every day, so we not gonna worry about him, you know, slacking or anything or falling off. So he'll be fine.
Those true freshman DBs, how much confidence do you have those guys have to come in? I guess your number one nickel's a true freshman. Do you worry about those guys on the back end being
Nah, I don't
so
worry
young?
about nobody on our team. When we step on the field, it is what it is. With me, I got trust in anybody on the team. Period. So I probably don't worry about them in practice, but you know, like I said, it's our job to get those guys ready. So if we don't get those guys ready, then that's our fault.
How ready are you for a game after
Like it's the
camp?
first day of practice. You know, we not there yet, but you know, Thursday or something, Friday, you know, we'll be ready for real.
Now, you've done this for a while. Do you still get jitters?
Nah, I don't get jitters no more. I don't get jitters no more. I got jitters last year, but I don't have no jitters right now. I don't know what's different. I'm just ready.
You know, Portland State, I think you guys are a 28-point favorite. You're playing your SEC opener next week. I know you're coming off a tough season, but do you worry at all about, you know, overlooking Portland State and looking ahead to Ole Miss?
Nah, you don't worry about nobody, especially after losing to North Texas last year. So I really don't overlook nobody now. I know you always say that, but I guess you just take it more serious when something like North Texas actually happened to you. So no, we're not overlooking nobody.